Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I'm Kelly Stewart, at Kelly in Vegas on Twitter. Joined by the man himself, Ralph Michaels, at CalSportsLV. If you guys aren't giving Ralph a follow on Twitter, you need to. He's just giving out all sorts of trends that, kind of push me towards those really ugly home underdogs in baseball this summer. All right, we're moving along to football season. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is an interesting team. I kind of started to like this team when they were in Hard Knocks. I said, okay, there are some real good characters on this team. And then they did nothing but disappoint me from the.
They were good for a few weeks when Fitzpatrick was playing.
And then I was going to say, then they brought me back to life. Fitzpatrick comes in, beats the Saints as an outright underdog. Of course, I didn't have the money line. And he played well for a couple of weeks. Now he's gone. We're back with Jameis. Talk to me about the Bucs.
Another team that I said, without doing any work, I said the Bucs are at 6. That's about where I like them, or I'd bet under. And then I look, and they were 5-11 last year. And you think, well, that's pretty bad. But how about if I told you they were plus 32 yards per game? That was more than Atlanta. That was more than Carolina. That was more than the New Orleans Saints. The reason they lost 11 games, they were minus 18 in turnovers. That's historic bad. When you get into the 18 range, it's telling that you turned over, you were minus 1 or more turnovers per game. Average. Teams that had 12 or more turnovers in the NFL improved 67% of the time anyway. So I expect this team to turn around. They were 2-6 in close games. Teams that were minus 4 turnovers, over 75% of the time they improve again the next year. When I look at their schedule, they're only favored in 4. But they're at pick in 3. So that's 7 games, they're pick or better, and you have a total of 6. They have 11 games between the 4s. So if they play well and don't turn the ball over, we can expect a positive there. When I look at their additions and deletions in the offseason, they do lose a little bit. They lost both McCoy and Humphreys at wide receiver, and they brought in Perriman, so they're down 1 receiver. And on the D-line, they lost 3 starters. They brought 2 in, so they're down 1 starter as well. So that has a negative. But really what put me over the edge on the over is a coach I really didn't give enough respect to. Bruce Arians. It's a guy that at Arizona, he's at Arizona. But let me tell you this. Prior to going to Arizona.
When do you think he's got to be better than Dirk Cutter?
Prior to going to Arizona, the Cardinals were 5-11 in 2012. After he left last year, they were 3-13. So you have a bad team before he got there. You have a bad team now. Bruce Arians at Arizona, 10-6, 11-5, 13-3, 7-8-1, and 8-8. So that crappy Arizona team, his worst season was 7-8-1. Oh yeah, don't forget he was also 9-3 as the interim for the Colts. So the guy has overachieved every year. I'm going to give him credit. I love Tampa Bay over 6.
Thoughts on Jameis Winston for this year?
Well, you get a change in the OC, which is good. Arians, is a guy on the offensive side that I think can get him motivated in the right direction. You
mentioned turnovers, and not all were his. Obviously, Fitzpatrick.
I think there's one that someone else threw.
Right, but you get the idea. He makes bad decisions, which makes me think that is why they can't win big games.
Well, again, how many times have we seen a coaching change, be it an OC or a head coach, change the quarterback, and you have different schemes, you have a different offense philosophy. You give the guy less slack to where he burned you, and perhaps it's a little more conservative an offense, but that's probably what Jameis needs is to make less decision making. So again, I am going to give Arians the credit here. He turned around a worse team in Arizona and Phoenix, so I believe he can get it done again.
I know we have a new head coach here, but I'd still love to hear some TNA, some trends and angles on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, Tampa Bay's 13-0 ATS, so we've got a bad team that's 13-0 ATS off a loss in a game they outgained their foe. So, like a lot of foes, you outgain an opponent but you lose a game, you're getting value the next week because people think you lost and they're not looking at the stat box. And a lot of those losses where you outgain a foe and you lose is because of turnovers. So again, 13-0 ATS, the game after they outgain a foe but lose.
All right, great stuff, Ralph. WagerTalk Text Club, it's 100% free. Just text WagerTalk to 33222 to get a $10 coupon for signing up, plus free picks and other special offers.